Hi everyone, welcome back to E.G.O Outdoors. This video I've got today is on knife selection for the beginner into bushcraft or survival training, and a couple of tips and a bit of advice on how we go about looking after our knives and the use of them. There's obviously a large amount on the market today, and we spend a lot of time looking on YouTube and getting advice from them. And what I've found over the years that, yeah, some of the stuff is solid, the advice we get, but a lot of it doesn't actually work for the areas or the types of woods that I use. So here's a few knives that have kind of stood the test of time with me, and I'm just about to actually clean these today, so it's just a wee bit of advice on that as well. Obviously we need to spend a bit of time selecting our knives and looking at reviews and going over different clips on YouTube, for example, and on the internet and websites. If you're fortunate enough that you can actually buy a custom knife, well, that's great, because there's very few knives that you'll actually find that you'll come across that are perfect. What I find is I end up bastardizing a lot of them. For example, if you look at here, this is the aircrew knife, pilot's knife. You can see I've actually taken off this part down here at the choil, removed the top here, made it flat 90 degrees here as a scraper from my fire steel, removed the top guard as well, don't know if you can make that out in the camera, and rounded it off so I can get basically my thumb over the top, it sits easier, flattened out the saw slightly, and sharpened, don't know if I can pick this up on the camera, the top edge, helps it or makes it a bit easier for prying and making holes, and sanded off the leather handle. So this is what I mean by bastardizing it, and changed the edge here into a convex edge. So these are just some of the things you'll find you maybe need to do when selecting your knife if it isn't up to par or what you're actually looking for when you get the knife. So obviously we've got a selection here starting for your folders and like your Leatherman multi-type tools. Here's an E.G.O knife that I've used for a long time, and a nice cheap knife here, the E.G.O. Does great. The problem with it, it's made of wood, and when it gets wet in your pocket it swells up and it becomes quite difficult to open up if you're like me and got no nails. So all knives have their pros and cons. And when I give a bit of advice out to my students, I actually use an acronym called KNIVES, and the K stands for keep your edges sharp at all times. Okay, the reason for behind that is if the knife becomes blunt, we apply more pressure to the cutting surface of whatever we're cutting, and this is where the problems can start to arise, because the pressure is so great we maybe slip off the cutting surface and maybe impale yourself. So simply by keeping the edge nice and sharp at all times on your blades will make this less a chance or less of a risk for you. The N stands for know the limits of your knife. For talking's sake, you're not going to do what you do with an E.G.O, what you would do here with the junglist or this battle mistress. The envelope that they're made to do is totally different, and the capabilities just won't match each other. So know the limitations of your knife and don't do stupid things with it. I stands for investing the best you can afford, and I think that also stands to reason. If it means you need to save up for a while, well, do it and just go and make do with what you've got at the moment. These essay knives here, I use them quite a lot, and the reason behind that is because the warranty is so good. I've actually found over the years a lot of companies say they've got a good warranty, but when it actually comes to asking for the warranty of your knife because maybe you've chipped it or broken it, you end up needing to pay postage and packaging, which is okay if you bought your knife in the country that you stay. But a lot of these knives, as you can see, are from the States, and you end up needing to pay postage and package and customs and excise. So the warranty's not that great, where the essay, doesn't matter what you do to the knife, they just replace it. The V then stands for various sheaths, various steels in various carrying positions. This is actually one of the most important things I can actually say to you, because the knife steel that you select will have a great effect on its performance when out in the field. Your 1095 high carbon steels like the S's are made of are great, easy to put an edge on. Here's a tops bob here, works really good, so I've found that to be great. Like this heli knife here, this is a triple laminated steel, it's exceptionally sharp, doesn't take a spark on the spine. So all these steels have got their pros and cons. Here's a Bravo 1.5 and A2, and here's the Pathfinder, a high carbon steel, can't remember what it's made of. And then we can go up market here, like to the Imphy steels here on the Battle Mistress, and here's a Cold Steel San Mai Trailmaster, another good steel, but they all have their limitations, okay, so bear that in mind. So the steel is something you must spend a bit of time in studying, watching out for, find out other performances that people have put their knives through and see how they react. Do they use the same types of woods and work in the same types of area that you do, same types of climate. A knife that's useful for the jungle might be no good in the Arctic, for talking's sake, so this is why we need to spend a bit of time on selecting top quality steels. The sheaths then usually are Kydex, leather or nylon. Find out what suits you, and I actually make quite a few of my own sheaths, for talking's sake. I've got one here, it's just made out of a PVC pipe, you can see that, and that does my Cold Steel Trailmaster, because it came in an nylon sheath that I didn't like, and this suits me better. So that's another option open to you, or if you can afford it, your Kydex is another great option. Some great stuff out in the market now, and a lot of aftermarket sheaths available for your knives. So this is something that we need to spend a bit of time on selecting as well. The positions that you carry your knife also will play a part. Do you carry it on your rucksack, your webbing belt, on your person? So remember, we will be carrying the knife 90% of the time, and on using it probably about 10% of the time. So its position of carry and comfort is something that must be looked at when you are selecting your knives. The E then stands for easy to maintain, including the edge. You find your high carbon steels are much easier to sharpen compared to your stainless steels. So find out what suits you and play about a bit with it. And the type of edge, maybe like this here for this Origin knife, it's got a convex edge on. I'm just getting used to these, still working away, basically learning how to sharpen it and strop it. Your sabre grinds here and the tops, your full flat grinds. Find out what edge suits you and the materials that you work with and the types of wood. And this is something else that I would say take into consideration when selecting your knives. And the S then is specific to the task that you need it for. If you look down here, obviously your folding knife will do small menial tasks, your multi-tool will do it as well, whereas your larger knives are more like for your shelter building, stuff like that. So find out what tasks you're going to put your knife through. When I was serving in the military, I tried to have a one tool option. I used stuff like this Swamp Rat here, done really well. The Battle Mistress as well, done good. The Junglist, done really good. And the SE5 was another one, it done really well for me. So if it's a one tool option, you need to get that sorted out as well. Usually these days when I'm doing my bushcraft or survival training, I have multiple tools out. Usually I carry here the Leatherman along with my bushcrafter and a large, say, Junglist. And these are just a small collection of my knives I've got. That's the mnemonic I kind of use for giving advice on how we go about using our knives, how we carry them, how we maintain them. The maintenance of them is nothing too major. All I do then is hot soapy water and use fairy liquid, scrub them. Some of my knives are suitable to put into the dishwasher, I just do that. Take them out and dry them. As soon as I've dried them off with the paper towels, I just use the WD-40 or some oil, a 3-in-1 oil. And if they're leather sheaths, I'll leave them out the leather sheaths. Kydex, I've got a tendency to put them back. So I'm hoping this will help you out a wee bit when it comes to selecting your knives, a wee bit about looking after them for the beginner and how we go about just cleaning it. Don't get too wrapped up in all these fancy cloths that come out, just keep it plain and simple. Wash it in warm soapy water, dry it off, oil it up and leave them out the leather sheaths. Well, thanks again for coming along to the channel. Give a thumbs up if you think this has been any use to you, or a like, and I will catch you all in the next video. Cheers.